gone to sleep. I'm coming out in 1 month. Or I'm coming out in 20 days. I'm 12 days away and I'm just having a freak out. Sometimes living one's honest life is damn near impossible and unsafe for some people. And I'm just trying to live mine openly and honestly. Because living it not openly and not honestly about killed me. So I'm gonna take a bath.
I enjoy most types of music, but the one I have the least patience for is pop country. Musically, I find it unimaginative and bland, and with the open range replaced by high-density feedlots, the whole cowboy affectation and costume used by so many singers and fans strikes me as weird and borderline delusional. But another thing I dislike about pop country is the idea that it represents, quote, real Americans, who are apparently white, church-going, military-worshipping, anti-gay, climate change and evolution-denying, closed-minded, Fox News-watching, gun-toting, proudly uneducated, Limbaugh-loving conservative Republicans. The Dixie Chicks experienced this firsthand in 2003 when they dared to criticize George W. Bush in the run-up to the Iraq War. And in 2007, country singer Chely Wright faced that same conservative intolerance when she became the first major country artist to reveal she's gay. That process and the experiences that led up to it are captured in the terrific, incredibly moving documentary Wish Me Away, a film that everyone, especially country music fans and gay kids living in the heartland, really need to see. Using interviews, archival, and behind-the-scenes footage, as well as clips from Wright's personal video journal, Wish Me Away traces Wright's career from her childhood in the ironically named small town of Wellsville, Kansas, to becoming one of country's hottest stars, with hits like Shut Up and Drive and Single White Female. Wright knew she was gay as early as 3rd grade, but having grown up in a conservative family and told repeatedly in church that homosexuality was a sin, she knew that coming out was simply not an option. So at an early age, she gave up on the idea of ever having true love. But being a successful country singer could be what she would call her consolation prize. She threw herself into her career, vowing to take the secret of her sexuality to her grave, a decision that caused her so much anguish that it almost cost her her life. Even if you're like me and don't know anything about Chely Wright, it's impossible not to be filled with sympathy for the pain and fear she feels, as well as admiration for the clarity and bravery Wright must summon to risk losing friends, family, and her career to do what she knows is right. When you see old photos, TV footage, interviews, or music videos, it's hard not to see signs of a woman hiding in plain sight, and her song lyrics take on a fascinating double meaning. While Wish Me Away has a decidedly unpolished look, it fits well with the film's personal, confessional tone. Country isn't the only music genre with a homophobic streak, but it's hard not to see Wish Me Away as an indictment of a people, mindset, and religion that would teach a person from such an early age to hate herself and others simply for who they love. It reveals the darkness behind the wholesome image of country music and its fans, including Wright's own mother, where family values, patriotism, and God's love aren't extended to gay people, and the intolerance is so profound, ingrained, and accepted that it doesn't need to be spoken to be enforced. And, if anything, Wish Me Away provides further proof, as if any more were needed, that conservatives' key claim that being gay is a choice is and continues to be utter, ridiculous bullshit, since no one would choose to experience the pain Wright has clearly lived with, let alone risk all of her relationships, as well as millions of dollars and the adoration of her fans. If anyone had a reason to choose to be straight, it would be Chely Wright. Wish Me Away is a powerful, important film of heartbreak and triumph that I honestly believe will save lives, providing gay kids in the heartland with a role model, a lesson that being gay doesn't mean being a bad person, and a way to start a much-needed conversation with family and friends. It's also a film that can help straight people of all ages realize the pain homophobia and a life in the closet can cause, which nearly drove Wright to suicide. Chely Wright is a pioneer, and I don't take this term lightly, she's a real hero for what she's done, and I sincerely hope that she and Wish Me Away get all the attention and accolades they deserve. I'm Jonathan Kim, and this is a ReThink Review.